Let's travel back to another area of the country and take you to Portland, Oregon. We've been sharing with you over the past couple of weeks some of our coverage from this year's Wheat Export and Marketing Workshop, which was hosted by the Wheat Marketing Center. While we were there, we got an up-close and personal look at one of the unsung heroes of the wheat distribution chain. That's tugboats. These boats play a pretty critical role when it comes to moving massive amounts of grain. The Shaver Transportation Company has been working on the Columbia Snake River system for over a century now. And for more about their company and their tugboats, we turn now to Market Journal's Bill Dodd.
For nearly a century and a half, Shaver Transportation has served the Columbia Snake River system. Founded by George W. Shaver in 1880, the Shaver family continues to own and manage the business to this day, making it the oldest continually operating family-owned tugboat company on the West Coast. Since its inception, Shaver has grown into a regional tug and barge company with a fleet of 15 tugs and 20 barges, making this company a formidable player in the wheat export market.
It's a valuable role, ourselves as well as the other providers of service here on the Columbia Snake River system. As you're aware, the Columbia River Port System is number one in wheat exports in the United States. 60% of the wheat comes by rail, a lot of it railed from the Midwest. 40% of it comes by barge from the inland Northwest, and that's where Shaver Transportation comes in, is we provide the barge service along with other services here on the river for the Inland Empire farm-producing families that are exporting their wheat to the Pacific Rim.
When it comes to having a competitive edge in the shipping industry, barges are the quickest and cheapest way to move grain to export terminals in terms of how much grain can be moved per gallon of diesel fuel. In short, barge shipping is one of the most reliable and environmentally friendly options for grain shipment.
The competitive edge is this. In ton miles per gallon of diesel consumed for the shipment of cargoes, trucks are about 151 miles. Rail does an excellent job at 475 miles to move a ton of cargo with a gallon of diesel. Inland barging, 675. So the competitive edge is we are the most fuel efficient, most environmentally responsible way to move cargo. We're also the least expensive because you have not only barge companies competing within their own group of transportation areas, but you have barge lines competing with rail. And when barge and rail compete, shippers win.
During our time at Shaver Transportation, we were given the opportunity to take a trip down the river on one of their tugboats. When it comes time to get those barges on the move, tugboats like this are a big part of getting those grain shipments from point A to point B.
Oh, that boat's got a great history. The boat is the Lincoln. It was built in 2015. We acquired it in 2017. It is a purpose-built upriver barge boat. So it's not built for going in the ocean, not built for ship assist services. It is built to hook up solidly to a barge tow of about 485,000 bushels of wheat. That would be 4 barges. And to push those barges empty upriver to get loaded, and then to corral them and bring them all back downriver.
Considering the amount of grain being shipped at any given time, the tugboat crews manning the ships for Shaver Transportation will spend an entire week on duty to ensure their shipment is successful. While the job itself is a tireless one, Rob tells us there are several factors that make his job highly enjoyable.
What do I like about my job? I like the interaction with the maritime community. I like the interaction with the agricultural community. I like the fact that it's always a new day in maritime. Whether you're dealing with ships or barges or any of the above, there is always something new. It isn't a static industry in that respect, and I like that.
As much as Rob loves his job, he was quick to remind us that the work he and his coworkers do, in many ways, rests on the shoulders of agricultural production here in the Midwest. And for that hard work, he's very grateful.
We are thankful for all of the agriculture that the Midwest produces that ends up being shipped out here to the West. Yes, a lot of it ends up down the Mississippi River system, but an awful lot of it also ends up by rail out here, and you are helping support thousands of jobs out here on the West Coast of the U.S., specifically here in the Columbia River District with terminals, with tug lines, with rail, and with all manner of associated services. What you do in Nebraska makes a difference to us out here.
I mean, we're not
For 6 generations now, the Shaver family has strived to provide innovative and money-saving services in the worldwide maritime community. From what we were able to see during our short time there, it seems safe to say they will continue to do so for the next several generations. Reporting for Market Journal, I'm Bill Dodd.